Good afternoon. My name is Mark Myers. I'm a member of the Griffin camp down in Scranton here, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. I'm standing in front of our sign for our Grand Army of the Republic Museum at the Steamtown Mall. This is a museum that represents the Civil War, and we have many artifacts inside. This is the front of our museum, our alcove, with our camp flags. We have the American flag, we have the GAR flag, and we have the Ezra's Griffin camp flag. In back here, there is a sack coat uniform and a display with various items, including a prosthetic leg that was actually from the Civil War. And there's other various items and bullets in this case here. This section here is, there's 3 bookcases, 2 sides that have various books about the Civil War. Anybody that's interested in their ancestors, they want to find out if they had an ancestor in the Civil War, we can do Civil War genealogy here. There are various books going back to regiments and other battles of the Civil War here. On this display case, here are some uniforms. There are some sack coats, great coats. There is a quilt there that was made from a daughter of a Civil War veteran. These cases also have various items, little books that soldiers carried. There's cartridge boxes. There's various items here. Here's a garrison flag, 35-star garrison flag from West Virginia. Became a state in 1863. At that time, the 35-star flag came out. Of great note and interest, our country will be 250 years old in 2 years. This here, in this display case, is an actual keg from which George Washington drank. So we even have an artifact from the Revolutionary War in this display case here. So we just don't have Civil War, we do have other items. This display case has actual rifles used in the Civil War. Some were also made at the Harper's Ferry Arsenal in West Virginia. That was the place that John Brown had his raid in October of 1859. These are actual rifles from the Civil War era here. And if you go around here, this is a display of the GAR badge. In later years after the war, when GAR soldiers or Union soldiers would go to their meetings, anybody that belonged to the GAR, if you see pictures of Civil War veterans, they would wear on their lapels the badge of the GAR that each of them would have in parades, at meetings, at Memorial Day services, and this is what they would wear. This is an American flag that was carried by Major Barclay. It was used by the 144th New York Infantry. 12 drummer boys were killed under this flag. It shows the signs of wear and tear and the scars of battle. This was presented to the Post by J.H. Graham, who lived at Capels Avenue here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. This is a banner for the Grand Army of the Republic Memorial Association here in Scranton. This was the Veteran Soldiers Association of Scranton, Pennsylvania. This is their actual banner. In this display case are actual parrot shells and cannonballs that were used in various battles. Here's one from Chancellorsville, Roanoke Island, Manassas, where we call Bull Run. There's various Petersburg, Virginia. This one here was actually from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And there are various ones, and there's also on the other display case around the other side. And in this display case are various canteens from the Civil War. We also have, in this of interest, these are sections of Civil War era railroad rails. These were recovered from a Virginia railroad. They are not the same height as present rails that we use today because the engines on that were smaller in that day and age. But these are actually from a Civil War railroad. There's various Bibles that were used by soldiers. Here's a gospel hymn book, a Holy Bible, even a Book of Mormon. Down in the middle here, here's a little tiny bale of cotton. It says, "I am from Dixie." So it's from the South during the Civil War. Down here are Civil War sewing kits that they used by the soldiers that would repair their own uniforms on both sides of the Civil War. We have some pictures that are lithographs from the Civil War era. These are actually from that time. There are various scenes. These are soldiers tearing up rails. There's the Battle of Gettysburg lithograph, and that big one there is the Andersonville prison of war camp down in Georgia that was during the Civil War. Hey, this room is separate from all the others. This is our Spanish-American War room. As the Civil War veterans were going in years, the Spanish-American War came around in 1898. We have various items from that time that when the Spanish-American War soldiers came home, they were veterans, they would assist the Civil War veterans. We have various items here that are guns, the battleship Maine that was blown up in the Havana Harbor. Here's a diagram of the ship that was the catalyst for bringing us into the war. Just various pictures. There's different monuments. Monument is actually in Nahok Park here with an actual porthole from the battleship Maine that's in Nahok Park. But we have a picture of the monument right here. This is another separate room that's a new addition to our museum family. This is our World War I and World War II room. We have various items here. This is a World War I saddle that was used during the First World War. We have various maps on the table. There's knives. We actually have a Japanese flag here in the room. There's various helmets from World War II, books. On the back here, of course, is a swastika. In the perspective that this is a part of history that America was involved with, fighting on both sides in the Pacific and in Europe. Finally, in closing, I want to encourage anybody out there, if you feel or would like to know if you have a Civil War ancestor, we would like to help you at this place here, the GAR Museum and Library here in Scranton. I myself am the descendant of Civil War veterans. Our hours presently here are Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 12 noon to 4 p.m. We have a meeting here on the third Saturday of the month for the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, and we do have a present-day GAR Memorial Association. We also have a museum open on the Saturdays when we have the museum open. We are on the second floor of the mall at Steamtown, or the Scranton Marketplace. We are close to the Crunch Gym, which presently goes over Lackawanna Avenue here in Scranton. There's parking and the lower level at the mall. So we look forward to seeing you here, and again, if we can help you, we are here for you. You have a good day.